Canada to the Gulf of Mexico. Where there are Sasquatch sightings, that's where we're gonna go. With so many chilling encounters just waiting to be retold. So join us here in the spooky woods for the Duke Chat Show. Welcome back, everybody. Glad to have you back here with us on a beautiful, hopefully where you're at day. It's really beautiful here. It's been exceptionally nice. We haven't had anything close to a winter yet. Unfortunately, all that bad winter weather has been hitting Chad down there. And he told us that he's sick of it. We need to take our weather back. And I said, no takesy backsies.
No takesy backsies.
Because yeah, we're loving life. Yesterday, I was sitting out on the porch. It was shortly after dark, talking to Chad, and it was like 55 degrees here, which is again like actually warmer than where he was at.
Mm-hmm.
So peculiar.
One night when it was like you said, it was like 40, and it was like 15 here. I'm like, no, we don't like that. It gets below 30, we start freaking out here in Louisiana.
No, you're not used to it, and then plus you just had huge ice storm, all kinds of power lines down, branches snapping off trees.
No power for 3 days, but we had a fireplace. We had to cook our food on everything else.
Yeah. And MK was having fun too. The power was out at his house in nearby Mississippi, and he had to go stay with his kids for a couple days.
Yeah. Yeah, well, MK, he's only about maybe 200-300 miles from me.
Yep. Similar lousy weather conditions. So meanwhile, up here on Saturday, I was doing a investigation of a whole bunch of peculiar phenomenon up near Ronan on the Blackfoot reservation. So alternate planes had their entire team up there with them, and I came up there with them too because they had already gotten some pictures from there, which you had a Bigfoot and some little people in it. And the homeowner was saying that there was skinwalker activity there too. So they went up there with the full team, and we were up there from afternoon until 3 o'clock in the morning. There's no snow on the ground. The conditions were so mild that at 3 o'clock in the morning when we left, the mud puddles were still unfrozen. So that tells you.
Yeah, I know. When you're on the phone talking, I'm sitting there freezing. You're up there going, it feels nice here.
Yeah, I was sitting at a picnic table outside, not even near the fire pit, going, yeah, it's nice here. So anyway, yeah, just to spoiler alert, there will be another alternate planes show that has me on it. And I found Bigfoot tracks, recorded wood knocks, and found a whole bunch of little people tracks. And their team apparently got the little people on thermal. So I've already seen one picture of it. Here you go. So you can look forward to that coming out. Meanwhile, we're here catching up with Chad. Besides the horrible, merciless weather that they've been enduring, we're like since last spring, pretty much, because it rained the entire summer. And now, as soon as it got to where you're supposed to be having nice weather, you get an actual northern winter.
Mm-hmm. Now, I think I told you at one point I was going to get the boat out of here. Everything's going to flood.
Yeah, well, hopefully your nasty weather is over for the time being. So we have a special treat for you here later on in the show, but first we're going to catch up on some more Bigfoot Sukaloo stories from Chad and anything that's been going on around there recently that he knows about and can share with all of us. So what's
well, they've been still born with the Gugway. Out to kill them things left and right. Of course, I've told you they hate Gugway.
Oh yeah, not fans.
Yeah, wouldn't mean you come with to form the Sukaloo Avengers.
Yeah.
Yeah, just went walking earlier. I was on the phone with you earlier when I was walking back there, and one big one called Brownie, big old boy. Went walking back there, and he's waving at me, and he went across the creek, and I couldn't follow him. The creek was 20 foot wide. He was doing like this. I'm like, I can't jump this thing. I ain't as big as you are. I'm like, come on. I can't come on. I had to walk back to the house. But there's a big new thing we got right here is a big dog man. No one can. He's brown though. I got two behind my house. There's a big black one, and a little smaller black one. Then now there's a big brown one here. He ain't growled at me anything. The Suklu told me that he's not bad. He's good.
So you got a new local living in the woods over there, then, huh?
Yeah, he's a big brown one. Yep. Like I said, I thought they all. Well, I've seen, me and you both. We've seen videos where some gray ones and black ones, but that's the first brown I've ever seen. I mean, I think I used to see two black ones back here. They're good. They don't mess with me.
Well, that's handy.
Yeah.
Probably also keeps some of the.
I got an extra bodyguard now. I got some big dog man bodyguard.
Yeah, as long as you're on their, long as they're on, on your side and you're on their side, I guess. And
yep.
Then it's great.
I've told you 1,000 times. Every time I go walking, I ain't scared of nothing. How dare you mess with me?
Well, Kat Hansen, when she was on the show before, was talking about how the dogmen are the policemen of the woods. Yep. So if you got them around, it helps keep other cryptids away.
Yep. I think that the Squatch and the Suklu, they're like the enforcers and the dogmen of the policemen. Let me just go back to growing up with them. My grandpa teaching me stuff, and we going out there and me and my grandpa and tell me about it and seeing them when I was younger, peeking behind trees, and my grandpa I like, Bob, what's that? Oh, it ain't nothing, boy. You're all right. They want me freaking out, but now, it don't bother me. Like my son Gabe, everybody, like my ex-girlfriend, like, don't tell him about them things back there. You don't give him nightmares. No, I want him to be prepared for this. He needs to learn. He needs to know they're not bad. There's some bad ones. There's some good ones. Gabe been out there. He is now. You talk to him on the phone, dude. He's not scared of them. He knows they're his bodyguards.
Well, that's because you raised them to know what they were and not be scared of them.
Yeah. That's like I said, my grandpa used to go out there and we'd go squirrel hunting, rabbit hunting, go out hunting out the woods all the time, and I always take him out there, but just every once in a while he'd make me stay at the house. He'd go back there by himself. I didn't know what he's doing. I know what he's doing now. He's back there interacting with them. Same thing I do now.
Has your son seen one yet?
Oh yeah, he's seen Old Man, and he's seen Precious and Tinker. He's seen Old Brownie and Blackie. He's seen all back of it.
So he knows they're all real.
Oh yeah, I don't know if I know I told you the story, but I don't know if I told you on your show or not. At that time, Gabe was back there airhead hunting. I heard something huff, trying as a black bear, and then he heard something, whoa! That black bear took off. Gabe knew what it was. He said, "Old man, run that bear off."
Yep.
Like I said, he's just like me. He dares. How dare you mess with me?
Now, unfortunately,
you're going back out in the woods. You got some big old 10, 11, 12 foot, 8 foot bodyguard back there. There's nothing gonna mess with you.
Definitely keeps you a lot safer. We had the one experience up here when I was camping with Eric, and nice, quiet, kind of still actually afternoon, and all of a sudden, whoa, blam! The biggest wood knock you ever heard. Sounded like a cannon going off, and they were chasing a grizzly away, as it turned out.
Yeah,
very effective job.
That's what the ones here told me to tell you. Grizzly bears out there trying to mess with y'all, and they made him go.
Mm-hmm. Kind of permanently.
Well, yeah, like you said, the big like a cannon going off. I think he's pretty much mush.
Well, I had asked Robin about that, and she told me it was a sow grizzly that was crazy because it kept coming into the valley and getting chased out again. And that was apparently the third time in the last straw. So as you were just telling me, it wasn't just hitting the tree with a tree trunk to make the biggest wood knock ever. He was actually hitting the bear with it. Yeah,
hit another tree, pretty much smashed him in between both trees. The one he was swinging, the one that hit the tree, flat.
Yeah. Eric literally leaped up. Eric literally leaped up out of his chair and said, "What the hell was that?" And so it was like very loud.
Well, something had that bear. You didn't see that bear back in there no more. Something made him permanently take a little dirt nap there.
Yeah, bear's gone now, has never returned, so problem solved on that front.
Yeah.
You know, thing couldn't take a hint after the third time. It's like, well,
Yeah.
how many times
You
are
got
you gonna
bodyguards
chase
out there yourself. You go walking up there when you do your research there, you got bodyguards out there yourself.
Yeah, well, that's my example right there. Sitting at camp, had a saw grizzly sneaking up on us.
Yep.
And he got rid of her.
And they see you come like, oh, here he comes. He got the goodies. It's the goodie man. It's the goodie man. Here comes the cookies.
Yep.
Cookies, honey buns, and whatever else, beef jerky, whatever else you bring out there to them. Num num. Same way mine are back here, especially with the honey buns. You get some honey buns. Oh, num honey bun. Honey bun.
Now that seems to be fairly universal. Pretty much everywhere they like honey buns. So anybody got suspected Bigfoot around your area and want to leave them some treats, honey buns are definitely something they like. Once they can figure out how to get the plastic off.
Yeah, well, one thing Bobo and Find a Bigfoot had correct too. They love bacon too.
Yep. Well, I sure found out that's true. And don't start into that unless you got a big budget. You can keep buying bacon all the time.
Oh yeah, what else? Pizza.
Well, and peanut butter.
Oh yeah, oh my God, peanut butter. They love peanut butter. Honey bun and peanut butter. I go back and leave that back and come back and it's gone. And the lid will be on but the jar will be empty. Like my mom, she's a skeptic. You know, you talked to her earlier on the phone when she was here. Them things ain't real. Well, you explain that kind of thing to me. You put a full jar of peanut butter on the stump with the lid on it, and the little paper thing is still inside of it. Ain't nothing sealed or nothing. You come back, it's completely clean, and the lid back on there. I come don't do that. That takes someone's hand to unscrew the lid and lick it up and get up and just lick it out.
Yeah, exactly. It's either a person or it's a Bigfoot. There's only two choices. Yep. Or you have to have hands to do that.
Well, ain't no person back there. I know what's back there. Like I tell my mom earlier. Well, I ain't never seen them because they didn't want you to see her. My grandpa told my mom the same thing. Well, you ain't gonna see them unless they want you to see them.
Yep. And then there's always where some people really want to see them, and then they only see them because the Bigfoot aren't happy with them.
Well, me and my mom get arguments all the time. She's proud of her Cherokee and Choctaw heritage, but she don't want to, about those kind of stories. Well, when he's talking to her on when I talked to you earlier, when Mom was here, she was, yeah, I got Cherokee and Choctaw in me. When you start talking about the stories about Sukaloo and Noshoba, that's the Choctaw word for dog man. And Champe is the Choctaw word for squatch and stuff. Sukaloo is what the Cherokee call them. But like I said, you start talking about that stuff, I'm like, oh, that's not real. That's not real. I thought the same thing when I was younger. So I finally seen one. I'm like, okay, they are real.
Yeah. And then you found out, whoops, they're real.
Yep. And now they got some back there. That's my forest buddies back there. That's my buddies. Every once in a while, I have one pass through here, like that picture. I don't, Mr. Grumpy. Anybody wants to see that? They go on my Southern Sasquatch Secret page and go look at that, Mr. Grumpy. I got a bunch of pictures of him on there. But yeah. They made him leave.
Sounds like he ain't coming back.
No, he's taking a dirt nap too. Come to my window. I'm just trying to be nice to you. I said, "What's your blah? Oh, what you blad about? Blah. Oh, kiss my butt." I didn't tell you what you blad me for.
Then what happened?
And he got the big brownie come up here, made him leave, and then the old man run into him out there in the woods and made him permanently leave. These here, they don't like that. They don't like no bad things around. I don't care for the dog man, especially they hate Goodway, but it's anything. Dog man, another Sasquatch. You come up here with bad attitude, you're gonna be gone.
Not only the bad attitude, but intruding in their territory without permission. That's enough to piss them off right there.
Yep. Well, like me, you talk about it all the time. You don't come to somebody's house without no permission. You don't go in their house trashing the place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and all these areas all have their own leader of the local clan or tribe. And, the other ones know if they go into somebody else's territory without permission, they're kind of asking for it. And especially if they have bad intentions, they're really asking for it.
Yeah. Well, yourself, Brownie, he's the leader. Old man's the alpha of his little family unit. But Brownie, he's the big boy. He's I've even seen a old man back down from him. He's not scared of him. He just respects him. That must be their what the chief, whatever you want to call him.
Yeah, he's the leader. But yeah, I seen a drawing that you made him. Hopefully, I've got it on my computer so I can show everybody because Chad's actually a pretty good artist, and he is a big boy, hence the nickname Burly.
Yeah, Burly. That's what Christy calls him. My girlfriend. Well, everybody knows Christy. It's Burly.
Yeah. Burly.
Mm-hmm. And like me and Christy tell everybody all the time, can they speak? Yes, they can speak. Because he's actually mocked Christy before. She called him Burly. He's like a Burly.
Mm-hmm. No,
everybody knows that.
Chad's been in the lucky situation to be interacting with them for years and years and years, and actually talking to them. A couple of them can speak English fairly well, and so you can have conversations with them. And I've been in on those conversations pretty frequently, so I can vouch for it. Yeah, for real. And I've heard the big boys say Burly before.
Yeah, Burly. Oh,
yeah, Burly.
You won't get intimidated. Like I said, I'm not scared of them. I know they're not going to hurt me, but let one come walking toward you. You're doing like this. Oh, you big.
Yeah, he's what, about 12 feet?
Yeah, and he's looking down and he's like, oh, you tiny.
Yeah, he's twice as tall as you are. Plus, he's burly. He's built like the Hulk.
Like, here's a story for you. And you know about this when I was on the phone when it happened. You and Christy both. When I was out here in pitch black. And old man's out here. And he's asking me something. I started walking toward him and I bumped right into him. And I bumped into a certain part I didn't want to bump into because he's so tall. There's a private area. And I'm back pedaling. They're like, oh my God, I can't believe I just did that. He's over laughing at me. It's not funny.
Yeah, apparently Glag thought it was really funny too, and he was walking somewhere and Kevin was behind him not paying attention. And Glag would just abruptly stop and Kevin would do a face plant into his butt.
Yeah, exactly.
And he'd go,
I don't know if I want to bump an old man's butt the way he farts. Good Lord. He didn't turn that, he didn't weaponize that.
Yeah, he's trying to turn it into a martial arts weapon, basically.
Oh yeah. Like that one night when I was on the phone and you and Christy rolling because he chased me around the house. I can't get in my house. My house is locked. I had to run back around. He started, I'm like, oh, I can't breathe. Oh. Chase him around there and think that's funny. I'm like, God, it stinks.
It was funny. It was freaking hilarious. He was giggling and chasing around the house farting on you.
That's what I told you. But like, I got tear gas up. My eyes are burning. Everything else. I couldn't breathe. Like, Lord, yeah, turn it into a weapon. That's a good weapon right there. Good way come at you, just fart them. They can't breathe. Then you do whatever you want to them. They're laying there going.
Internally generated tear gas. Yeah, that's what you want. Internally generated tear gas. Just tear gas the crowd. They'll go away. I got sent an interesting message.
Oh, yeah, we got to talk about that.
And I have his permission to use the message and the video clip, which you will be watching in a second here. He says, hello, my name is Matthew Maynard. For some time now, I've been trying to reach out and find someone that may be able to help me. I have an audio recording of what I think is a Sasquatch. I have personally been investigating Sasquatch for about 4 years now. I've had one sighting and multiple encounters with them. The area that I investigate now is in Arlington, Tennessee. I've been investigating Sasquatch in this area for 2 years. I've had experiences and encounters here. I actually have a video recording of a man-looking being, and he transforms into a different kind of creature in less than half a second. I also have this audio recording in which I think is a Sasquatch saying something. He says it 3 times, getting louder each time he says it. The recording is so clear that it sounds as if he is right beside me, but I saw nothing. I was by myself this day and did not sense anything abnormal. I also did not hear this vocalization either when it happened. I only heard it as I was going over the video. On this day, the crows in the area were quite vocal. Pretty much right after the vocal happened, a crow flew above my head, landed on a branch of a tree that was about 3 feet from me. The crow began to constantly do its thing by being very vocal. My goal is to find someone that may be able to help me to find out what language is being spoken by the Sasquatch so that I can possibly translate it to English and find out what the Sasquatch is saying to either me or the other beings, creatures that were present that day in the woods. I've been studying videos for a few years now, and video that I record in this area. The area is very active. I really hope to hear from you because I really desire to figure this out. Thank you so much and have a good day. And I replied to Matthew saying, I can likely get a translation if it is a Sasquatch. I need a copy of the audio recording. So then Matthew replied back and said, hello, this is Matthew. Thank you for your response. This is the audio recording of the vocals from some kind of being or creature. I think it to be a Sasquatch only because of my other experiences and encounters with them. My only hesitation of it not being a Sasquatch is because of the video recording, the man-looking being that transformed into something else that I recorded in this exact area. In this video audio clip, and he only sent me a clip of it, not the whole video, you'll hear a vehicle going down the interstate as the being creature is saying whatever it is saying. My area is literally right beside the interstate, I-840. This location is right at the base of a hill. On the top of the hill sits Castle Gwym in Arlington, Tennessee. Here's the video audio clip. It's just a clip from a 17-minute video. And so I replied and said, thanks, I will check it out. And then I replied again, okay. It's in the Sukulu language. The subject says, what you want, 3 times. Basically, you know, like, what you want. Saying, what are you doing here in Sukulu? Sukulu are the southern Bigfoot tribe. And then he replies and says, more questions, but let's get back to Chad in the meantime here. Because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have been able to figure out what this guy said. Because as soon as I heard the audio recording, I went, that sounds like a Bigfoot. Sounds like a Bigfoot. So I forwarded it to Chad because, as this guy said, Matthew said, he had been doing this and recording it in Tennessee. And Tennessee is part of the same territory that all the Sukulu are in. So if it was a Sasquatch and, or in this case, Sukulu, Chad's buddies would be able to translate whatever was on this recording. And so Chad played it for one of them, and he gave the translation right away.
Yep, got old man. I played for him. And he's one told me, is it what you want?
Yep.
Like you said, like that's what I told you. And I was like, what you like? What are you doing? Or what do you want? That's why I asked him 3 times. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want?
Yeah, exactly. So at this point, now that we've got that answer, Matthew responds back and says, thank you. Another thing I'm curious about in the audio is right after the first vocalization, there's a noise. So in between, and you guys, I'm sure, can listen to this over and over again. So in between the first and second time this creature vocalizes, there's a sound. And in my mind, I think it sounds like as if we humans would have put our top front teeth on our bottom lip and push air out quickly and then stop the air coming out by quickly moving our tongue forward to our top teeth. Kind of a noise. That's what it sounds like to me. Again, thank you very much for taking a look at this. And then I responded back to Matthew and said, it's very likely, judging by the tone, he was a bit upset as to why you were there, and then likely realized you didn't understand what he was saying. If you don't have any objection, I'd like to let people hear the recording. And he gave me permission, and he says, that's very interesting because I did not hear this when it happened. And it makes sense that it would say it 3 times like, hey, I'm saying something to you. I can see why they would be frustrated because I use my phone every time I am in there. I'm sure they get sick of it, but I'm very respectful other than that. I do the exact same thing while in there. I'm very predictable, and yeah, they love that. And I do not go into the woods very far. I don't go into their space. I stay on the outside of it. But actually, all of it's their area. But I use my phone because it's part of how I learn about them. I'd really appreciate and be grateful if you would use my name, Matthew Maynard from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. He's worked really hard in this area, spent so much time there, trying to show people that these being creatures really do live in our backyard. So there you go. That's all the parts that you folks would be interested in of our back and forth conversation related to this recording. Any other input you want to give on it?
I was just going to say that he'd done the right thing, but showing them respect. They like that. Not going any further into their territory, and recognizing signs. And what you're talking about the vocals. Sometimes there's been times where I've had you on the phone, Christian on the phone, and they'd speak to him, but it's just like the polar opposite. What you're talking about with him, it spoke. He couldn't hear it until he got back and listened to the video. But I've had him, speaking where y'all couldn't hear him on the phone, but they speak to me.
Yeah,
just polar opposite.
Yeah, sometimes we can hear them on the phone, and other times it's like, well, I didn't hear anything.
What they call mind speak,
The same thing with video, though, because most of the time when I get them on video, I generally don't even realize there's anything there.
Yeah.
I'm going back and looking at the video after the fact, and then going, oh, well, fiddly dee, there's one standing right there. That how did I not see that?
Yeah.
Well, I was filming
when
it.
They first started mind speaking to me, and Christy too, and at first it was kind of, a slight like ow kind of, but now I guess we've gotten accustomed to it. We're used to it now. It's like a slight little tingling. You can tell when they're talking, you can feel it. Well, on my left side, Christy, on her left side too, a little tingling. There's still some out there hadn't got the hang of it yet. No, feel like they're hollering in my head, makes my head hurt. Hey, what are you doing? Come on, tone it down a little bit. You hurt my head.
Fortunately, I can't mind speak, so they have to actually talk to me. I like that better anyway.
Yeah, you just got to open up to them.
Me.
I think you said Robin or somebody told you that one time once you open up to
them. No, don't remember that.
Maybe might have been you. Might have been somebody else to tell me about it.
Yeah, no,
I'm like you. I talk to many people. I got people calling me all the time around here. I'm the Bigfoot guy around here.
I'm about as psychic as a stump.
I'm the Bigfoot guy around here. Like that, that one you showed on that picture I sent you, put on your last show, the game camera. First thing they did, my neighbors come down here and show me, look at this. I'm like, oh, that's a squatch. Yeah, I know it's a squatch. It can't be nothing else. Bears ain't got shoulders. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember last time you were on. Did we have the game cam picture from your neighbors nearby?
That's what I was talking about. I can't remember if you put it on the show or not last time.
Well, just in case, we'll show it again. You want to give the backstory on it?
Well, they got a process plate right down the road from me. My neighbor right down the road, about 2 miles down the road from me. They have a process plate where they process hogs, cows, deers, and they have behind their house, about a mile back there behind the house, they got a big pit where they dump the guts and the bones and everything. Well, they took a hog that wasn't very good. It wasn't no good once they slaughtered it. It had to, how some hogs got that gamey. They ain't no good. So they took it back there. It was about 500-600 pound hog. Took it back there and went back there the next day, dumped some more stuff out, and that hog was gone. And they're like, what? And then, of course, they're like me. They know the squash back there. So I'm going to put a game camera up, see if maybe it's the Bigfoot or squash done it. Sure enough, they come back, about a week later, check the game camera, pictures of coyotes popping, and here comes that big thing walking into the frame. That's what I call Blackie.
Getting the free munchies.
Yep. And Blackie, he's not, he's a skunk ape. I don't think, because he looks different than the ones I call Suklu. He's a little bit different. I think he's a skunk ape. And he's not as smart as the Suklu, or he's not dumb, but he's a little slower. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now, physically, what's the difference in appearance between Blackie or what do you call him?
Well, from a distance, you can't really tell until you get close. And plus, another way I can tell is the feet. Their toe is more like our hand, or their big toe comes out and splays out a little bit further than the Suklu feet do. Suklu feet look like our feet. But
okay.
the Blackie, his comes out a little bit further.
They have a more divergent hallux on their foot.
And his face is wider, and his nose, of course, his nose is wider. It's like flattened out nose. the Sukla, like, you know, Brownie and Old Man and Impression on, they got noses like I got, like you got.
Yeah.
But that big black one back there, Blackie, you know, he's a skunk. Plus, I don't think they taught him how to bathe because he used to stink. Good, I could smell him before I seen him.
I remember
I'd
you
be
guys
walking in the
talking
woods.
about that. Yeah. You were like, oh,
I'd
you
be
can tell
walking in
when
the
he's
woods and
coming.
that old man would be following me and stuff like that. And I go, oh, what's that? Good God. And it's not him, but he's already been walking with me for about 2 or 3 miles back in the woods. And the old man's already with me, and that must be Blackie. And sure enough, here next thing you know, down the trail, about 200 yards down the trail, he comes. I'm like, yo, okay, you stop right there. Don't come no closer, Stinky. But he don't do it no more. So they must taught him how to bathe.
Yeah, thank goodness, right? Because you could smell them a mile away until then.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know how they manage
Yeah,
to be
man,
healthy hunting anything when they stink that bad.
yeah. Old man's gonna. I'm trying to break him from that. He's been kind of bullying Blackie a little bit, but I'm trying to break him from that mess. Quit doing that stuff. That's your friend. You don't treat your friends that way.
Yeah. So some updates on other things that I had. I did one episode on this channel about people stealing vocalizations that Chad had recorded, and then I did another show when we had him on the first time. And we talked about that. Subsequent to that, Kelly Shaw did a video and an interview with Chad and a video about his vocalizations that everybody's been stealing for a dozen years or more. So that's kind of come to a halt at this point. You haven't seen anybody else trying to thieve those recently, have you?
Mm-hmm. Yep. They got busted. Now they're kind of shutting that down. They're like, oh crap.
We'll have to go steal somebody else's vocalizations and replay them and pretend
Yep.
we recorded them.
Been taking mine since 2011. So and then you finally got fed up with it. So we finna put a stop to this. And thanks to you and Kelly, it's done slacked off. Even Chrissy, me and her was talking about this a few days ago. Was talking about that. You know, you ain't been seeing those howl on YouTube or Facebook. Yep.
Yeah, the other thing that was pretty cool is the video of the old man following you when you were walking on the edge of that wood line down that field, and you're filming over, selfieing yourself, filming over your shoulder. There he is back there, and he kept following you and peeking you out of the woods and stuff. Now that that's got more exposure, what kind of responses and comments have you gotten on that?
Walking back to the house. Old man is behind me, and I think Tinker's back here with him. Right in them trees back there. See if they'll follow me. There's something. There he is. I see him. He's following me. I don't see Tinker. I see old man. There he is again. Right there. Something just went through. What the hell that was? I don't know if the video picked that up. Something just running through the bushes right over there. Oop, I seen him again. What? He come out there for a second. He's not gonna come out on his field. He's gonna stay up in that tree. Up in that tree line. Anyway, you see him. I know you can see him. Anybody else might not can see him. I'll call you here in a second.
Well, I got a few on Facebook. Of course, a couple of trolls and skeptars. You know, one guy told me that, oh, that's just a dude back there. Okay, yeah, that's a 10-foot tall guy in a monkey suit. Walking behind me. Explain that. You're just showing how stupid you are. And he ain't commented back. I kind of shut him down. I had a few other ones asking questions, but you know, that's the only one. You know, it's only like maybe 2 or 3 that come on there that was saying, "Oh, you hosted." Okay, you explain to me how I did that. How'd I host that?
Yeah.
Everybody else has seen that video is like, "Oh, that's cool," you know. And I had a few people like, "Oh, wow, I love your content. That's amazing." Stuff, you know, that makes me feel good. And you know, all I'm trying to do is prove they exist. They're not myth like my mom. She thinks they're not real. And I don't really care what my mom thinks. I know they're real. I've just seen them. I've seen them right in front of me. Like the first time I ever seen old man Good. I'd seen him peeking behind trees, and I heard him walking and seen him a few times parallel me in the woods. But the first time I was checking my trap line, my snare line, walking down the trail, checking my snares, and he stepped out in front of me. And he just sat there and he looked at me and looked at him, and I thought, first thing in my mouth, like, good God, you big. And he just mumbled something. I didn't know what he said and walked off. I found out later he was saying bye. But I just froze. I wasn't scared. Everybody asked me, was you scared? And I was just astonished. I was like,
too busy being stunned to be scared, basically.
Yeah, I'm just sitting there like this, like, good God, you big. And he walked back off, and I just like watched him walk back off to the woods. I'm like, oh, wow, that was okay. That happened. And now, you know, I'm so used to this. Is years ago. It's 15, you know, so years ago. Now, if I go walk in the woods, he's not there. I get worried.
Yeah.
Okay, where you at? I start hollering, Hakelo, which means come here.
I know.
Halito, which that's Choctaw hello, or Oseo. You know, Oseo is Cherokee word. They say Oseo.
Right. I can see how you might be kind of disturbed by that, because I get the same thing. If they're around and they're watching you, you can feel it.
Yeah.
So when I'm in one of the areas where usually they're around and I'm not getting that feeling that they're watching me, that's what makes me freak out.
Yeah.
Just the opposite of most people.
I've been on the phone with you, and you know, I'll be walking in the woods, and you're like, "Where's old man?" I'm like, I don't know. I ain't seen him yet. And you'll start getting, you know, you be like, "Oh, okay, and this ain't right." Something like you'd be just like me. You start getting worried. And Christy, she does the same thing. She start hollering across the phone, having on speakerphone. She starts hollering Halito and everything else. And finally, here come Mo. Where you been? Where was you at? Whatever they doing, pointing. I'm like, okay, that's not telling me nothing.
Yeah. Well, they feel like they have to keep an eye on you because you almost walk into disaster all the time.
Yeah, full-time job taking care of me.
And that's what the old man literally says. Oh, it's a full-time job taking care of Popo.
Oh, yeah. Call me Papa. Call Christy Mama. Papa Mama. She's the same way when she comes walking back there.
What did he save you from last time? Was that a gugly, or was that the time you almost stepped on the snake?
This very last time, that was a gugway. And then before that, it was that white thing. I didn't know what it was. Found out later it was a rake.
Oh, that's right.
Come on, we got to go. And then before that was a snake. A copperhead almost stepped on.
That was the snake. Yeah. Okay.
And of course, another time I tried to jump at that creek just back there. And I busted my knee.
Yeah, which is why you weren't jumping across the creek to go visit with them today.
Yeah.
Like, no, I can't. I couldn't even jump that far when I was young. If I try and do it now, I'll just blow my knee out. Not doing it.
Yeah, blow my knee out, and you had to pick me up, carry me home.
Yeah, no, not happening.
Which that's fun. Every time I've been on the phone with you, like,
Oh.
What you can talk some more about how they had to not just be my bodyguard, keep me from getting killed by gugways or bad dog men or snakes or alligators. You know, it's got alligators back there in the swamp back here.
Yeah, you have to worry about not getting eaten by alligators too.
How about this one? You know, I told you about this. I don't know if I told you on your show or not, but one time here years ago, I'm back there, and me and old man walking. It's dark. And I got my little spotlight on my head, and something growls out there, and he tells me, you know, go. We went back to the house. I take out running, and I hit a big old oak limb, and knock myself out. Then I wake up right here on the swing where I'm sitting at right now. I'm like, what happened? I found them run through the woods and get clotheslined by something. Hit me right in my head. I had a big old knot right there on my head right there. Well, I still got a knot right there, but that's from headbutting people all the time. I wake up on the swing like, oh, what happened? And I look out there in the bush and he's doing this.
Full-time job taking care of Papa.
Taking care of Papa. Well, I can't help it. I can't tear through stuff like y'all can. Just get a big limb like that being his way, just break it off.
Yeah, a little bit more situational awareness might be in order. Let's just put it that way.
Well, he said run, so I took off running, and my little spotlight wasn't very big, and I turned around and look and see if he's following me, and when I look back, wow, lights out. I wake up sitting right here. What happened? Look over in front of me in the bushes right here. He's sitting there going like this. Then what Christy, here's Christy tell you this one here. I'm not sure if she wants to share it. I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm sorry, babe. If you don't want to talk about this story, I'm gonna do it anyway. We're walking back there, me, her, and my son, and she dropped the cigarettes. Oh crap! I lost my cigarette. Where my cigarettes at? Couldn't find her cigarettes. So we go walking back out and come back to the house, and they are conveniently sitting right in the middle of the trail, right to where we could find them. He didn't find them, put them out there because he knew we'd come back down the trail again, so we put them right there in the middle of the trail, right smack down in the middle where you couldn't miss them.
Yeah, definitely sounds like something they would do.
And told her, mine spoke to Chris. He said, "Here's your cigarettes." Thank you. Of course, he don't like cigarettes anyway. He thinks that cigarettes are bad. Tells me all the time I shouldn't be smoking.
Well, they're more smarter than we are, apparently.
Yeah,
because they don't smoke.
Good thing he ain't here right now. He'd be telling me. If he's here right now, he'd probably out there in the bushes going, "That's bad, bad. Put that thing down."
Well, smoking is bad, according to them and the Surgeon General.
Yep. Yeah, he's always scolding about everything. I got the one right there in the bushes right now looking at me. It's the one I call a silent one. He can't speak. He got a big gas mark or something. They told me that dog man attacked him when he was younger. Ripped his vocal cords out. He goes right across his face all the way down his throat. It just every time I see him when he gets up close and looking, it hurts me. Just look at it. He can't speak. He does sign language. He can't speak.
That sounds horrible.
Yeah, I can't stand it. It hurts my heart every time I see him.
Well, tell him OSEO from everybody here at World Bigfoot Central.
Yep. They probably have to. That's very disrespectful. My grandpa taught me that. That's one of the main rules when you go out in the woods with Sasquatch. You respect them, they're going to respect you. You don't show them any respect, you get out there, get drunk, dump the trash, and act like a fool, you're going to get run out in the woods real fast.
Yeah, you and I both heard that a million times. We were just comparing notes on this the other day on people that are like, well, Bigfoot are evil. They're Nephilim. They chased me out of the woods. What were you doing? Nothing. What do you mean by nothing? Oh, we were just doing a little target practice with our guns, and then we were blasting the music really loud and drinking beer and hooting and hollering, and then we started shooting the beer bottles and for target practice, and oh, nothing. If you
say something else, don't go out in the woods start playing no rap music. Oh no, don't do that. They hate that.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing,
boom, 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 boom. They run you out the wood real fast.
Generally being disrespectful too. I mean, it's like, think of it like you just went in somebody's living room and you're doing all this stuff. How do you think they're going to react to it?
Well, my squash, my super here got good taste in music. They next thing kind of music I like, which is heavy metal. Disturbed.
They just got that from from hanging around with you and listening to your music all the time. That's what they like.
Exactly. I'm gonna walk around there blasting, got my little Bluetooth on there, blasting music. But pretty much they taught me how to headbang too. Every once in a while I look over and do like this. Metallica, they love Metallica. Metallica and Disturbed.
Yeah, that's what the old.
He's the one got him on Disturbed. And I'm the one got him on Metallica.
That's what the old man was telling me when we were talking about music that one day, and he's like, "Yeah, he likes Metallica. He knows the lyrics to some of their songs, which is even more hilarious."
Teaching this.
Yeah. Oh my God!
You can change the lyrics around for him a little bit. He sings that way now instead of the original Metallica lyrics. He sings the way you taught him to sing. It's hilarious.
What's even more hilarious is when he tries to sing it like Hetfield, and then he goes, yeah, yeah.
That's, yeah, that big old deep Suckley wood. Yeah. He's something else. He been around, like you said, in Christian does it. He'd have been around. He'd have been around. Whatever you want to call me, Chad, Crow, whatever you want to call me, Southern Sasquatch Secret Man. He'd have been around me too damn long. He getting got my my sense of humor.
Yeah, he's got his own sense of humor too. He's got a good sense of humor.
Just like that, he got a good sense of humor because when he's going around farting, he thinks that's hilarious. I'm running around blind. Oh God, it's burning my eyes. Oh, it's in my mouth. He runs ahead of me because he's bigger than I am. I can't run. I'm sitting trying to run right side the house, get back in my other door, and then he's just running around. He bit me. And the gas. Oh God.
Yeah, you're getting it from every angle. You can't avoid it.
Whole time I'm sitting there going, and laughing. I said, "Stop laughing. It's not funny." What's hilarious does. Oh yeah, imagine it is. You ain't got to smell this mess.
Yeah, we can literally hear Chad panicking, going, "Oh God, no! The front door is locked. I got to run around the house." And then you can hear the old man going, and Chad's going, "No, stop it! I can't breathe."
Big old long ones too. You know, ain't no human capable of doing like when 10 seconds long. I'm going, oh God. Waving don't do no good. I can't do nothing. Run the other way.
Yeah, gas warfare is completely legal as far as they're concerned. They never signed on to the Geneva Convention against it.
Yeah, they didn't learn. That's one of the weapons they can use against they're fighting a good way. They just blind them and make what they can't breathe, and they can just do whatever they want to them. Pick them up, tombstone pile drive, whatever they want.
Yeah, pretty much.
They walk up to him and looking at him like they're going, "Hey, can you see me?" And he's going, "Smash, Gugway."
Gugway bad.
Gugway, yeah, Gugway. They told us Gugway, me start talking about earlier. You got good squats, you got bad squats, you got good dog man, you got bad dog man. All Gugway are bad. Don't trust a Gugway.
Yeah, unfortunately, everything.
One of the things is they're kind of trying to sound like a woman crying or a baby crying like that. You come out there in the woods. I was on the phone with you one time, had the thing, you heard it, and the crying sound like something crying out there. Like, I ain't going out there. You forget about that.
Yeah, I was also on the phone with you, and when I'm freaking attacked your house, you could see it through the window.
Oh, yeah, you both.
It was clawing the side of the house, ripping fixtures off the side of the house. The whole thing went on for like 15, 20 seconds. It did a massive amount of damage outside before one of the locals showed up. Yeah, and one of the locals showed up and neutralized it.
Yep, he got Goldberg speared and his chest caved in. Good Lord.
What was that?
They're cranking up everything right here now. Can you hear that?
Yeah, what was it?
They're cranking the 18-wheeler up over here and that tractor over here.
Oh, that's what's making the noise. So, yeah, anyway, at least that one won't be back around the property again, but that's pretty terrifying. And, like, there wasn't even anybody else around. It was just you.
Just me. Lives with me. My brother, unfortunately, but he wasn't here. He was gone off. Probably some crackhead's house. I don't know. Don't know where he's at. Don't care. He gets peace around here when he's not here. Like right now, he's not here right now because he had to go to doctor's appointment.
Thank goodness. That's how we're actually getting this recorded without interruption.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, me and my buddy Dave were yesterday. Me and him went riding. Went out to some woods back through here and went doing a little squatching. And we was talking about that on the way home. He's talking about not being. He's like, I ain't going to stay long when I drop you off because your brother's home. I said, I know. He's like, you know what's sad? I said, what's that? He said, not only do people not like your brother, the Sasquatch and the Dogman stuff, they don't like your brother either. I know it's sad, right? Nobody likes him.
Well, as far as that goes, they're a lot more quick on the uptake than we are. They can actually read your intention.
Oh, yeah, they can read you. They know they don't like it negativity. And negativity actually, physically makes them sick.
Yep. That is interesting. And that's another thing, too. If you're one of these super negative, obnoxious people with bad intentions, probably better not to go in the woods.
Oh yeah, there's I ain't mentioning no names, but there's a people you're friends with. I don't know them, but there's a few of them that you're friends that they told me that they're bad. Nope, don't like them.
Well, the one they used to think was all cool until he got a new research partner with him, and then now they don't like him.
Yep. And he wonders why he don't see him that much. Well, you quit taking your other research partner out there with you and go back out there and maybe start seeing them again. They're not gonna come around there when they don't like somebody. They can read that negativity. They ain't gonna do nothing.
Yeah. Well, that's sad.
That's one thing I know for a fact. You go back out in these woods, they already know. They know you coming once you step out your house. What your intentions are. You coming down the woods, they know you coming. If you're bad, you ain't gonna see or hear nothing. You ain't gonna find no sign. You ain't gonna see nothing. They can affect you that way too. They can make it where you don't see that. You just walk right past it. Walk past a sign, a big. You might see the X's or something like that, or some other sign, but you walk right past it. If they got a house out there or something like that, thing they built, which I call them, they look kind of like wigwams to me instead of teepees. You got teepees up where you're at, but down here look more like wigwams than dome thing.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna see it. The telepathic, they make you see what they want you to see.
Yeah. Put it in D&D terms, it's hallucinatory terrain.
Yeah,
You're seeing something that's different than what's actually there.
Yep. I'm blessed. Me and Christy both, we consider ourselves blessed to let's see the things we see and interact with us the way they interact with us.
Yeah,
I love my buddies. I protect them with my life. Like I had one neighbor lived down the road down there, just moved in here about 5 years ago. And we was out there, all the other neighbors out there talking about the squats lived back here. You let me see when I'm playing. I'm gonna shoot him. I said, dude, I'm gonna take that gun and stick it up your butt. Don't play that. You don't start threatening to kill one of these Sasquatch right here. I get mad. Christy too.
Nope.
Sasquatch
are people too.
That Christy, man, that's my baby right there. Don't piss her off. That's a big mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're saying, time that comes small packages, yeah, make her mad. I'm just gonna back up like yawn.
Yeah, when dealing with the Sasquatch Sukaloo people, it's best to just be honest and respectful. And in the Pac West here, where they have different animals are associated with different traits. Like the coyote is, tricky. He's associated with that sort of thing. And, the thunderbird is really powerful and wise, and he's associated with that sort of thing. And when you see it on the totem pole or something, and you ask them, well, what's the Bigfoot associated with? And they always say honesty.
Yep.
And
honesty, strength, all that kind of stuff.
Very interesting, though. But honesty is first. Why honesty? Well, maybe it's because they're lousy liars, which is true.
Yep, they don't lie.
But they don't lie. And why don't they lie? Well, because they can mind speak with each other. So I know if you're lying to them right away, they can tell immediately. You're saying one thing and thinking something different. And, so.
More stories about that too, about one thing about Champagne and Sukaloo. They ain't gonna lie to you.
No. Unlike certain humans that I can think of, one of which I've been having issues with here, because during his last show, he decided to do, and this guy's a good videographer, and he has a really slick presentation, and pretty much everything he covers is stuff that's already happened and well known. He just does a way better presentation version of it to prove the point that all this stuff is real. And he's right. He's gotten all of it right so far, and he's done a really good job on it. But, his field research experience isn't a whole lot. I've watched his channel every single video since he almost drowned himself at the beginning. And more recently when he was out with Todd Standing. But other than that, I don't see much in the way of field research from this guy. So I have to conclude that most of what he's coming up with is stuff that he's just getting online, which is why I was kind of disturbed when I was looking at his recent video, which is all completely stuff that I talk about on my channel all the time, point by point, including the actual analogies that I use to describe it most of the time. And anybody that's been watching my channel for a few years can go look at this video and go, he just totally ripped off all Duke's intellectual property. Well, he can do whatever he wants with his channel, and there's nothing I can do about that on YouTube. But I know several people watched it and then tried to contact me with steam still shooting out their ears. And there's one. And what happened when you left a comment?
I told him, I said, dude, this is straight up Duke of Sound. Just like Duke, everything you put on here is Duke. I said, that's one of my best friends right there. I said, you're a copycat. Well, he took that down. So I put something else on there, and I kind of lost it and cussed him. He took that one off. I put another comment on there. I said, well, truth hurts, don't it? Copycat. And you said you wouldn't look at it. And you said it's not on there. He just keeps taking the comments off. But yeah, it's just straight up you. And like I told you, dude, like that. Everything he said, it's you. Everything.
Yeah,
When the radio died, that's you. You said that first. The radio dial thing, the Portland, the Ramiana. Hello.
and I've gotten the same response from several of my other longtime viewers and friends that went, "What is this dude ripping you off?" So that's intellectual property. And when I confronted him on it in the comment section, he immediately said, you know, appreciate your passion, but, you know, I don't watch your channel. I came up with this all on my own. Okay, yeah. Since you almost drowned yourself just a few years ago and you don't hardly ever go out in the field, how'd you manage to leapfrog ahead of all the other researchers out there, which, by the way, you claimed right at the beginning are insane? That isn't making any friends. Did you notice that all those groups on Facebook you're posting your stuff to, you can't post there anymore? Totaling up about 270,000 people.
He was part of my Facebook group. He got kicked out. I said, no, bye.
So you still got a chance to come clean and admit that you actually did get all that information from me and just give me some credit for it. But I will assume that since you're already hiding the fact you did this by deleting people's comments, that you're probably not going to come forward and do that. But you did attract the attention of somebody that you really want to find, though. So it's your lucky day, because those same forest people that you've been investigating are now investigating you. I hope you can stand up to the scrutiny, because, you know, you're such a great research on the mythology and everything. Let me give you a simple hint on who it is you're being investigated by. He's quite famous, and one of his many nicknames is the Great Sage Equal to Heaven. And it's my guess that you've already pretty much been investigated, and it's up to him to decide what's to be done with you. Hopefully you didn't actually steal my intellectual content, in which case you'll find nothing's going to happen. If you did, you may be changing the name of your channel from Cabin in the Woods to High Rise in the City. And that's about all I got to say on that.
The king of the Sasquatch is looking at you now. You don't want that.
Too late. You didn't believe me when I said I was talking to him.
But that was the biggest killer for me right there when he started talking about that turn the radio dial. Like, that's nobody else has said that but you.
Yeah.
And now him.
He mentioned most all the time.
I don't want to get liar.
Simply give people credit when you're using their content. Yeah, and I can't hit you on YouTube because you didn't steal any video from me. You just stole all my intellectual content. And, you know, they say plagiarism is the sincerest form of flattery. And, oh, man, am I flattered. Thanks for stealing all my content and pretending it was yours.
It's not hard to do. Somebody goes watch my channel, I'll say something about Duke there on my channel. It's not hard to do. All you got to do, mention their name.
Too much effort. Oh, well. You wanted some contact with the Bigfoot. You got their attention now, buddy. Enjoy it.
I don't see him as a real researcher anyway. On that channel, all he does puts out stories. He takes from other people and stuff like that. He ain't a researcher. He's going to find out when he goes back out in the woods.
Whatever. That's up to them. They can do whatever they want with them. That nothing to do with me.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see it on video. I'll start getting red in the face right now just thinking about it. That pissed me off. You said, hey, go check this channel out. We checked it out, and I called you back. I wasn't in a good mood, was it?
Yeah. No, much like several of my other friends that called me up and went, have you seen this yet? With smoke shooting out their ears. No, you're kind of a little bent out of shape at that point.
Yep. A couple of other friends kicked him out of some of their groups too. So
yeah, like I just said, to the tune of about 270,000 potential people watching your video.
Yep. When you told me what his name was, I went and started. I was going through my Southern Sasquatch Seekers page on Facebook, and I seen him. I was like, nope, you're out. Bye. I don't play that stuff, especially not when people are
make sure
good
that you're
friends.
kind to everyone. Safety first, last, and always. Pay it forward. Don't be mean to people if you don't have to be. Don't flip off the mountain giant. Don't poke Dogman with a stick. Don't punt the puck, would you? And for God's sake, whatever you do, do not hug the Wookiee.